Hello, my name is Johnie Lee and here we are for another chat. This is day 12 of lockdown and people are really starting to feel the crunch. Now that it's the 15-day first countdown is almost over, they're talking about going another 15 days. I mean, people are just going to go completely crazy. Yeah. So anyway, here I am in my apartment with my friend, the ghost of Salvador Dali, and we're trying to do a documentation of this underground gallery. Yeah, today we did the explanations of the hidden secrets, one of my great masterpieces. And there's a story that I would like to tell you today about that. I mean, seeing as everything else is so the same every day, and the weather is the same, the streets are empty, we're on lockdown, I mean, everything is the same every day. You have absolutely nothing to wake up for. So you have to give yourself something to wake up for. So this is my project. This is the reason I wake up, to document my gallery and to have these nightly discussions with our friend, the ghost of Salvador Dali. He really liked the painting that I showed him today, the Hidden Secrets, and he urged me to share a story with him. So the story is as goes. Okay. It was Valentine's Day. It was the eve of Valentine's Day. And my husband had been dead for about 5 months, and I was devastated. I was really sad. I could feel his presence around me. I could feel him with me, but I knew that he wasn't. I couldn't see him. I would never see him. Yeah, and I remember silently crying myself to sleep that night, pleading with the gods to somehow show me, give me a sign that everything was not for naught, that we were actually connected and that we would be connected eternally, and that even though the man was gone, that the love wasn't gone. Yeah, and that's one of the beautiful things that I did learn in this experience, is that even though a person dies, the love that you share with that person never dies. True love is forever. Yeah. So anyway, it was the eve of Valentine's Day, and I fell asleep crying and pleading and wishing and dreading to have to wake up on Valentine's Day all by myself for the first time in I don't know how many years. Yeah. And I finally did fall asleep, and I woke up in the night, and it wasn't night, it was dawn, it was early dawn. And I was sleeping underneath this painting, and I couldn't see the painting. All I could see was Lenny sitting in there, but it wasn't like shadows or anything. He was standing there, and he was sort of moving around within the frame. And I turned around, and he smiled at me, and I rubbed my eyes, and I shook my head and all that stuff, but he wouldn't go away. So I fell back asleep very much comforted in the fact that he was with me, and I slept for a while. I woke up again a little while later, and he was still there. He was still inside the painting, and he was just standing there and looking at me. And I said, "Oh baby, oh my God, how much I miss you," and I started to cry. It seemed as though his hands extended outward from the frame of the painting, and that they were over me, and they were sprinkling this kind of yellowish gold shiny fluorescent dust all over me, and his hands were moving in the dust, and the dust was falling and covered me like a coat of snow. Yeah, and it gave me a sensation of peace. Somehow it made me feel better. It made me feel like I was actually in his presence. And again, I fell back asleep. Woke up a little while later, and he was still in the painting. I rubbed my eyes, I shook my head, I moved around, but he was still in there. And he wasn't alone this time. This time he was with my girlfriend, Terry Lee, who died the same week as him, 7 days apart. And she was with him, but he had turned a very dark green color, and he was slumped over on a rock by the painting, and he was looking like he had burnt himself out, like he used up his own light to come and try and shower me with this gold dust, you know. And then I noticed that there was a third creature in the painting. There was a baby. And when I looked closely at the baby, I could see that the baby was me. Yeah? And so it made me feel like somehow they were in another dimension, and that they were somehow looking after me, whose soul was still in the passage of a lifetime. And I fell asleep. They slowly faded away, and then I fell asleep. I didn't see them again. By the time I woke up again, it was morning. And of course, I had to face the day of another day. I mean, it was so hard for me just to get out of bed. Thank God I had the gargoyle, my little LD, because without him, I don't know if I would have made it. And gargoyle, LD, come here. Come say hello to the people. Come, up. Come on up. That's a good boy. Yeah, my gargoyle, I had him with me. And I had to take a bath, so I got up and I took a walk to the mountain with the gargoyle. And, hey, are you my gargoyle? Oh yeah, okay. And all of a sudden I'm in the mountain and I'm in the fields and my dog is running, and I noticed that I had a smile. A smile not on my face, but a smile from inside. And I could see the flowers, and I could smell the grass, and I could feel the heat of the sun. And I said, wow. I said, what's going on? I said, how come I'm not so sad and tormented and walking in misery like I've been for the past few months? And then I realized, oh yeah, the gold dust. Yeah? It has bestowed into me a feeling of peace. And then I realized that there is a connection after people die. If you really want it and you really look for it and you work for it, there is a connection when people go to the other side. And with this painting, somehow they could come back and reach me. Yeah? They could come back and reach me through this painting. So it left me with a feeling of peace and reassurance, because finally I realized that I do have a guardian angel up there looking out for me, and that he almost wasted his own light, his own soul, just to be able to bestow that magical powder upon me in my sleep, so that my pain would go away. Yeah? And so that's the end of that story. But it stands for all of you too. I mean, it's very difficult right now. Some of you have lost people, some of you are sick, some of you are terrified to go out not knowing what this whole thing is all about. And you have to believe, you have to have faith that somebody up there is watching over you, and that they are going to help you to the best of your abilities. Yeah? And we have to help each other. I mean, I'm very worried about the homeless people. I don't know where they go. When they tell you to go home, where do the homeless people go? I mean, they're going to be the first to die. Yeah, the old, the weak, the sick, the homeless. I mean, those are going to be the first to become eradicated from the cycle of life. And I don't think that's right, do you? No, we don't think that's right. And so I would like to help. There's a lot of people that live from paycheck to paycheck in this town. This is a tourist town. We live off tourism. If there's no tourism, there's no money. And if people don't work, they don't get paid. Yeah, the government says that they're going to help them be able to get unemployment insurance. But in order for that, you have to go to the government's offices. And the government offices are closed, and especially in Spain, it's Spain. It's paper after paper after paper. You have to go to office and office and office. You got all these different papers. But you can't even make a claim because they're all closed. Yeah? And so I would like to have a little window by my door. I would like to open up my little window, put an advertisement on Facebook, and tell people whoever doesn't have food that they can come and get a plate of food from my window. But I'm not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to have contact with anybody. Nobody's allowed to eat the food you prepare, and you're not allowed to share plates. I mean, it's insane. I would like to help the people that are suffering in my town, but the government won't allow it. And so, I mean, every time I go out, the police are hot on my tail, sending me back home. Yeah? And so, I just want to tell you, all of you, okay, you have to take care of yourself, but also try and think about the other people that have less than you have, and try and figure out a way to help them. Yeah? Nobody should be going hungry, and nobody should be out in the cold. Yeah? Let's fall asleep tonight thinking about how we can help others instead of how we can help ourselves. Alright? That's one of the first steps in becoming one with the light. Yeah? It's one of the first steps. It's the biggest step. Anyway, it is time to log off, Mr. Salvador Dali. Yeah? Log off for another night. Thank you for your visit and your charm. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good night, my children of the light. This is Johnie Lee signing off. Day 12.